Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Weekly Project Bingo. Last week you saw that I was 99.9% of the way done with a quilt, and our finished object for the week, only finished object for the week, is that quilt. I had to clip the threads and throw this in the wash. I did. It is a 100% completed quilt now, so that is a finished object. Woohoo! So yeah, we have a quilt now. I feel like I don't know, maybe I can give it to one of my nieces that has a brother, and I know that I made just some haphazard quilts for her brother before. Maybe I need to make her brother a big boy quilt as well, instead of just like the kind of shitty ones that I made for him before. I'll have to ask her mom if she's ready for a big girl bed yet. Now that also means I do not have any stash grams out this week because that was all a fabric thing. I'm not really counting fabric just because it would be too much in my noggin to try to calculate yards down or fabric by weight or anything like that. So we're just going to say that is a project out, and we are proud of having a project out. Also, we achieved another bingo, so we're proud of that. On to works in progress. Oh my God, it's a corner to corner granny square blanket. Who would have thunk it? And yes, it is starting to be made with all of the yarn that I thrifted the other day. Am I going to fit all, 8 balls in here? Abso-fucking-lutely not. But maybe we'll do maybe 4. Probably 2. Okay, so here is the current state of the skirt. You saw this in a haul bit recently. It is rayon and maybe a little bit of linen blend. And this was in stash. This was another remnant from a while ago. It is a satin rayon that is going to be the lining, but obviously since it is a beautifully silky satin rayon, it was flimsy as all get out. I felt like I couldn't even mark it because it kept shifting around. Right here you can see I did not cut it out correctly because once again it kept shifting around. So what I have right now is that it is glue basting the two pieces together so that, and I can treat everything as one piece of fabric. So I only have to do the darts once instead of on both sides. Super, super convenient. Great. Here I'm going to also stash bust this purple zipper. It's a brighter purple, but as far as zippers go in stash, I feel like this is a pretty good match. I think that the glue is like 90% dry, so I'm probably going to give it another hour, and then I'm going to try to get the skirt all marked up and assembled. Maybe by tomorrow I will have a finished skirt. Now on to works in progress. The fastest project we can catch up on is the baby cable knit, which I have absolutely no progress on. That is the same place that we were last week and the week before because, as we discussed last week, I do not have the brain space available to dedicate to cables. As I said last week, we were going to take our dog to the neurologist, the doggy neurologist, and we did. They told us our dog had a brain tumor, and 2 days later, my dog died from the brain tumor. So we have just been grieving the loss of the perfect little bear cub. So yeah, I have not really been in a good headspace to dedicate to cables. I have been able to work on my vintage sweater, which, ta-da! So with the vintage sweater, it's an authentic 1940s pattern by the V&A Museum. I think that's British. Where we last left off was right here at this little stitch marker. I did 40 rounds of ribbing, went in pattern once, then started doing the increases. All of these stitches mark an increase, and I was here and got to this increase round, like this middle blue increase round. Oh, they're rainbow order. But I got to this middle blue increase when I was at the doggy neurologist, so I was there for quite a while. The pattern said do the increases and then knit until it is so many inches from the cast on edge, and when I got to the last round of that increase, I was already at that given length, and I just went ahead and knitted straight in pattern for another inch because I just tend to have a weirdly long torso, and after that inch is when I bound off for some sleeves on both ends, and I have just been continuing in sleeve decreases, and that is where I'm at with the pattern. While it is a 1940s pattern, it does have those issues where it says something like decrease each round while remaining in pattern and until X many stitches remain. And it doesn't tell you how to maintain the pattern that has increases and decreases while doing the decreases for the armpit. But yeah, 40s patterns, not tech edited, one size only. It's, you really have to just wing it, and wing it I will. So yeah, I'm not making any knitting goals this week because I'm just gonna kind of try to meet myself where I am mentally. I have just been kind of like knitting while listening to audiobooks while snuggling my other 2 dogs, just to kind of decompress, but it's just kind of a we're having a time right here. But book updates, I still haven't read House of Leaves. I'm not sure if I have the mental space to do a puzzly engaging book like that, so I just haven't picked it up, which kind of sucks a little, because I know that we're doing a book club thing on it that I probably won't necessarily be able to participate in audiobook wise. I finished Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and I can't put my finger on it, but I was getting like the vibes that it was inspired by Jane Eyre for some reason, and it might just be because of the haunting of the first wife and that you were constantly in the first wife's place. I don't know, I just kind of got that kind of a vibe that a couple things reminded me of Jane Eyre, but I couldn't really put my finger on why. Oh, also I thought that the ending wasn't as cathartic as I think the author wanted the ending to be. Let me know what you think. Then I read Moon-Blooded Breeding Clinic, which that definitely helped turn your brain off. No thoughts. This Is How You Lose the Time War, I thought was very philosophical in the way that it had the 2 people interacting with each other, and I really liked that. I thought that it was pretty engaging. It's also a very short listen to. It was only 4 hours. Are those the only things that I've listened to? Really? Because I am 8 hours into Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and I think that last time I said I was worried that this was going to be an issue, that it is badly paced and very slow. Wow. I stand that this is not a fast book, and it is slow paced. It's evenly paced for the story, I think. Correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is a self-published book, not a traditionally published book, because I feel like traditional publishing would want there to be a spicy, grippier, more in-your-face action to grip the reader in by this point. So yeah, plans for the rest of the night are going to be listening to Way of Kings while either sewing that skirt or knitting on that vintage sweater. So let me know what you're working on, along with any questions, comments, or concerns down below. New videos should be up Fridays or Tuesdays, not entirely sure. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you know when I actually do post. Like always, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Bye.